for first time in an entire history that the Slavs are together. But now the question is, who are Slavs? Well, Slavs are the people who are living here in the Balkans, and we are not the only Slavs here in Europe. There are Slavs in Russia and in Poland. But here in the Balkans, we are a southern Slavs. Serbs, Croats, Bosniaks are the southern Slavs. So they were together for first time in the first Yugoslavia after the World War One, First World War. And they were again together after the Second World War. In a second Yugoslavia itself, it was ruled by General Tito or Marshal Tito. And during that time, you should know that Sarajevo, Bosnia Herzegovina, organized first, actually not the first, but we organized the Olympic Games. Maybe you didn't know this, but Juan Antonio Samaran, he was a Spanish guy and he was a president of the Olympic Committee at that time. He says like Sarajevo organized the best Olympic Games ever. Can you imagine that? But to be honest, it's not for the first time that he said somewhere the Olympic Games were perfect. But again, we are really proud on the fact the Olympic Games took a place here in Sarajevo. The reason why the Olympic Games took a place here, because again, I want to show you, but I'm not able because Sarajevo is with the air pollution. But Sarajevo itself is in a valley. So we are surrounded by the mountains and the hills. Around the city, there is 4 mountains. One of them is Trebević, another is Bjelašnica, there is Igman and Jahorina. Also, the mascot of the Olympic Games, I'm sure maybe you can see that handsome guy. His name is Vučko. He's a really famous guy, even in nowadays. Vučko, or a small Wolfie, he was the mascot of the Olympic Games during the Olympic Games here, 1984. So after the Olympic Games, you should know actually earlier than that, Marshal Tito, as he was like the president of the Yugoslavia, he died. And in next 10 years in Yugoslavia in general, we had a power vacuum. And no one it was able to fill in that. So it was really clear that something will happen. I mean, the war and a siege of Sarajevo. Siege of Sarajevo started in 1992, ended 1995. You know, the mountains around the city were the advantage in 1984, but in 90s, same mountains around the city were a disadvantage of the city, because Serbian forces, when they surround the city in 1992, they were doing the occupation of the city next 4 years. How I told you, like 1,425 days. So city was completely isolated. Also, you should know this: might be without water, without electricity. I mean, when we speak about the community of the people who were living here in the city under the siege, you should know they were really strong, and spirit. I mean, it was really strong. So, for the example, 1993 in Sarajevo, they organized live concert, musician concert. Maybe you know for Bruce Dickinson. He's the frontman of musician group Iron Maiden. He comes from United States. He came with his group to Sarajevo and he visited us. And he organized first musician show under the siege, you know. And later on, one American journalist recorded that event under the siege. So in nowadays, you're able to watch a movie about that. Full name of the movie is Scream for Sarajevo. But also, this is the one thing. We have some other things also, like because schools, for the example, were under the siege, were closed at all, but they organize also schools in the basements of the private apartments and buildings. So professors were visiting students in their apartments and doing the classes. Can you imagine that? And there are many other examples actually how did they fight against the siege and terrible periods in our city. 1995 were ended, and since 1995, after Dayton peace occurred in the United States, this country is independent. So, my dear guests, Uh, Welcome to our country once again. Welcome to country of Bosnia Herzegovina and the city of Sarajevo. So this is the short introduction I wanna tell you. And now it's time to speak about this beauty. It's time to see this beauty. It's time to see city hall of Sarajevo. For me, this situation it's weird because I cannot see you. I cannot actually. I can see you, but I cannot feel my guests and see you around me. But it's okay. Again, I hope that you understand everything. We have a special time for special questions. Feel free at all. You know that. For any questions, I'm here. So, City Hall of Sarajevo. So we will now return back to Austro-Hungarian times. When Austro-Hungarians came to us, Benjamin Kalai, he was originally from Hungary and he was a prime minister here in Sarajevo. He said, like, Sarajevo needs the city hall, and he wanted to construct, let's say, a city hall at the place where today is. But there was an issue, actually, of course. But I will tell you later more about. He says this point for the city hall is perfect. You know why? Because when you are coming to Sarajevo, you see this is the main street in Sarajevo. You see a first electric tram. Maybe it's not the first one, but again, this is the type of the electric tram we had. Okay, so this is the main street. When you are coming to Sarajevo, you will be able to see first city hall, and also when you are leaving Sarajevo, again the city hall will be a last point, because there you can just there you see it's like a way, it's a street which one goes to Belgrade, and it's like end officially of Sarajevo. So strategic point, let's say. But how, as I mentioned, issue is this: already the place, there are some apartments and private apartments. So government plus Benjamin Kalai decided actually to give the money to owners and to destroy their apartments. Actually, not to destroy, I mean to remove somewhere else. Karl Parzik, Czech architect, who was official architect of this beauty, he had a problem, because there was a guy who says, like, I don't need your money. Sorry, guys, like, I don't need your money. My house will stay here at this place. I like this view of point to the river. This is the main river in the city of Sarajevo, Miljacka. I like this reflection of the sun, etc., etc. And at the end, the owner of the house really didn't accept the money. He says, like, I don't care. Like, he actually says to them, to the government, to the Benjamin Kalai, to Karl Parzik, to architect, okay, you will, I don't accept money, but you will, I mean, remove my house, rig by rig, from this point to point here. So rig by rig, they removed his house from there to here. And you know what the name of the house is? Stubborn house. Stubbornness is a typical thing of the people who are living here. Or even you can call this house as a spite house. So house is here, and in 80, in 1896, City Hall in Sarajevo is open for the public. In which style of the architecture? In a Moorish style of the architecture. Moorish style of the architecture, my dear guests and friends, you are able to see in southern Spain, let's say, in Andalusia. You're also able to see in Egypt, let's say, in Egypt, in Cairo, in city of Cairo, there is one mosque, which one is really similar to this beauty here. I mean, both of them are built in a Moorish style of the architecture. But also, when you are observing this one from the point you see, you'll see there like a one corner, second, and a third corner. Why we have three corners? Well, one of them is showing Muslim community. Middle one, let's say, it's showing the Christian community. And the last one you are also able to see there, it's showing the Jewish community. Maybe you didn't know this, but Sephardic Jews Sephardic Jews came to Sarajevo around the 15th century to this country, and we will speak, of course, about that. Also, when you're observing this one from a drone or airplane, again, you will see this one is built in a triangle, again, to represent largest religious communities in our country. After the World War II, this beauty became the National and University Library. There were big depot there. There was like almost 2 million of the books. But again, I cannot show you, I'm really sorry. But main front line from where the aggressors controlled the city, it's on our left side, actually, you'll see, but it's foggy. So there is Trebević Olympic Mountain. And from there, they destroyed this one. They needed around 3 days and 3 nights of destroying. So this one at the end, in 1992, this one actually burned down at the end. Can you imagine? 2 million of the books were around the city. My house, my private house where I live with my parents, it's really close to this place. And my mother told me papers, I mean, books were on our terrace. So local community during the siege collect them, try to collect the papers and the books were all around the city. So my dear Eleonora, please show them the pictures, how this one looks after the destroying. But again, you are able to see this beauty on our right side. You know, it's open again for the public in 2011 in the same style of the architecture. Also, I'm sure you saw the picture of the Susan Sontag, American journalist and a writer. She was inside when this one it was destroyed. Why she was in Sarajevo under the siege? Well, thanks to her, in the city of Sarajevo in 1994, we had the first theater show under the siege, again in the basement of the National Theater. So you saw the pictures how this one looks and how beautiful again is today. Today it's not the library, but to be honest, maybe local community it's not so sad because they don't have more big library. Now they are using this one, let's say, for the wedding ceremonies, for different things. I'm sure you can see how it looks inside also nowadays, how beautiful it is. So still is a government city nowadays, and still it's open for the public. So when you visit Sarajevo, we will visit this one inside. So my dear friends, if you are ready, I am ready to go. So shall we? So I hope that I don't know, for the questions we have a time. Of course, write your questions, and of course, ask me. Feel free to ask me. I don't need to repeat that. You know that. So we are coming now closer to the city hall, and you can see the Moorish style as well. Once again, might be closer. So very soon we will cross the street, and we are going to the one place. At the place as well, we will speak about at our next destination, I mean. About the culture of the local community. And you know what the main culture in the city is? To drink a coffee, of course. What else? You know, for us, coffee, it's not a, you know, in our country, we cannot have a coffee to go. We can have burek to go. What a burek is? Burek is pie with the meat. Okay, Adnan is showing this one. Burek is pie with the meat. So we can have burek to go, but coffee for us is to sit and drink. I mean, to enjoy. So in the next destination, we will speak about the coffee, and about some other things. Here you can see a memorial, over 2 million of books, documents. So don't forget, of course. So we have some Christmas charm, you see, in Sarajevo, but COVID situation changed everything. So even I cannot feel real Christmas in Sarajevo. Because when you are living in Sarajevo, my dear friends, you are able to celebrate Christmas by Ram or Eid, what a Muslim celebration is, Hanukkah also, because when you are living with the Serbs, with the Muslims, with the Christians, with the Jews, with the Catholics, whatever, it's really it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So because of that, you should visit a real Sarajevo. I mean, you should visit us. So this will be just our beginning of meeting Sarajevo. So you see, we are crossing a street at a place where it's not allowed, but it's okay. You know, no problems. In Sarajevo, everything is really relaxed and nice. So not because I'm a guide and I'm telling you that, but it's really like that. So in front of the us is one street famous as a place where you can eat a food in Sarajevo. I'm sure you heard about cevapi. Cevapcici, however, is a beef meat, finger meat. Also, you can try burek in the street. You can drink a coffee, as I mentioned, in the street. There are many restaurants here, and a price. Price of the food here. It's from my viewpoint, it's really cheap. For 10 pieces of cevapi, in this place, you can pay like €2 and half, and it's a big portion, you know. So for me, this is my favorite place for cevapi, Pancer Hasovic. So very soon we will be at Copper Craft Alley or a Coppersmith Alley, where quickly I'll show you, not quickly, but I'll show you the important things of the streets. So we are now entering to the street, Coppersmith Alley. This street is one of the oldest streets in the city, established in the 16th century, founded by the Ottomans. They brought it to us. They brought it to us. These things you can see around us. They brought it to us a copper as a material, and they learned the local community how to use this kinds of sets and other things. They brought it to us in general culture of the coffee, you know. But again, in Bosnia, you should know this is the coffee set I speak about. You know, this is a holy thing in our city. Coffee set. Okay, how I says, like they brought it to us a coffee. They brought it to us a culture of the coffee. But again, in Bosnia, we are not drinking a Turkish coffee. You should know, because like 2 years ago, I've been to Greece, and in a coffee shop, I order like Turkish coffee. A guy there says, "Sorry, lady, this is not a Turkey. This is Greece. So if you want to order, you should order Greek coffee." So after that, I learned the lesson of my life. When I come back to my city, I called this coffee set as a Bosnian. And what the real difference is in between Turkish and a Bosnian coffee? What is? Well, Turks, when they want to make the coffee in jezva, this is jezva, or a coffee pot, however you prefer. They put coffee powder, and they put the sugar plus water to be boiled, let's say, on a heat. And after that, coffee is ready to drink. What else? But Bosnians, they put coffee powder and water to be boiled on a heat, plus this. Never, but never they put sugar inside of this. Never. They keep their sugar here in small box. I mean, cubes of the sugar. So can you imagine now? I don't have a cube, but please imagine that. Cube of the sugar, a bit inside of the coffee. They do like this. They eat, we can say, they eat the sugar, and after that, they are drinking the coffee. So we can say Bosnians are not drinking their coffee, they are eating their coffee, because always when they are drinking a coffee, they need a cube of the sugar, to put a bit inside of the coffee to grab and to drink. So after the tour as well, we will drink a Bosnian coffee. Actually, I will drink, and when you come to visit us, you will also drink our coffee, I'm sure. So that is a difference in between, let's say, Turkish and a Bosnian ritual of producing a coffee as a final product. But this is not the only thing you are able to see in this street. I'm sure if you have grandmothers and older people in your family, you know what this is. This coffee grounder, and when you open this one, you see, actually in this one they don't have. In which one they have, I'm not sure, but no, however, what the point is, like here you put the beans, you ground your coffee here, you see, like here you put the beans are coming here, you are grounding the coffee, and you have final product. Imagine there is a powder now inside. And there is one, let's say, funny story. You know, in Yugoslavia time, my grandmother, she traveled to Croatia, traveled there, and of course at the beach, because Croatia is full of beautiful beaches and a seaside, Adriatic Sea, it's really nice. And our ladies, my grandmother especially, she ground her coffee on a beach. Can you imagine that? Because coffee is the most important thing. So they're drinking, she was grounding her coffee. And what the point is now, like always she keeps this one here, you know, because it's really easy to ground like this. It's not easy to ground. So this, when you put like here at this side, I mean here, it's easy. So other people who are not from Bosnia were always able to recognize Bosnian ladies, even without this one in their hands. Why? Because while they are doing this on a beach and while they are in swimsuit, after they finish with the grounding, they will have here a stamp. You know what a stamp is. So when they remove, stamp comes here. So everyone knows that my grandmother is from Bosnia. But however, nowadays when we go to Croatia, I'm saying to her, mother, please don't do this. It's a bit awkward. But however, earlier that was the reminder. So yes, so that's it, one of the products. But also what we cannot miss, I'm sure you know what this is. Okay, it's a pen, you see, it's like a pen. This is the example of it. Okay, and when, my dear friends, you see there is plenty of them here. So yes. When Sarajevo was under the siege, since 92 to 1995, on daily basis, average of these things, were on the street. So local community collect them. Plenty of them, actually, what the statistics say, like 72 of them per day were in the city. 72 per day were in the city. So community collect them and sell them to owners of the coffee shops. So what the point is, they collect them, and after the war, this thing become the souvenir. And this is not the original one from the war. We will come inside and show you quickly the original one from the war. Where is the owner? Owner is not here, but this is like my home place, so no worries. Everyone knows me here. So where is the original one? No problems. You can come in. It's your place. It's not. So this is the original shell from the war. They designed them, and you see how the beautiful now is. It's not the weapon, no worries. Now when you buy this, you can keep flowers, let's say, inside, or a holder for umbrellas and other things. Okay, so you can see a bit inside. Most of the products you are able to see here are handmade, of course. So because of that, this place is special. And this alley where we are now, this street, is the only one which one, like still in nowadays is producing things around us. In time when Ottomans were officially here, we have plenty of streets like this. And of course, most of them are for coffee. You see, there are different dimensions. This is the big one when a family comes and visit you. So this is the one, and you see how big this one is. Well, this one, like 10 persons can drink a coffee from this pot. Or 2 might be, if they're really big fans of that one. Okay, the guide is not at all clumsy. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, shall we? So you will be able, bravo, you will be able now to see entire alley. But most of the shops, because of the situation, it's closed for public, how you can see. So my dear guests, our next break is the Bascarsija. So a main square in the city of Sarajevo. Very soon we will be there. Moramo malo požuriti. Ta-na-na-na. Bascarsija Square. Can they hear me now? Everything is fine?
Yeah, everything is great. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yes. Okay, Bascarsija Square. First of all, I cannot hear you. I hope that I can hear, actually. Can you try, first of all, to pronounce this word? We will go like together. Bascarsija. Bascarsija. Once again, please. Bascarsija. You're excellent. 12 points goes to Italy, actually. Not just to Italy. We had a guest from Armenia, if I'm sure. So 12 points goes to Italy and Armenia. Bascarsija. This is typical, my dear guests, Turkish word, just to know, because bash on Turkish is main. Çarşıya, what do you see around us, is a square, I mean, a place where people are always in the meetings doing. And Bascarsija originally, I mean, the city of Sarajevo, it's founded, how I told you, in Ottoman time in the 15th century by the Isa Beg Ishakovic. He is the founder of the city. He came from the hills to the city. He came from up to the city. And the first thing he established in our city is a fountain. You can see in front of us. Fountain Sebil. Fountain or Sebil. Sebil is Arabic word, you should know, for the place where you can have fresh water. This style of the Sebil, of course, it's from that. But first of all, Sebil, it's like small fountain, rock fountain. Later, around the 16th to 17th century, this one it's a bit renovated, and now it's again renovated in 2014. So when he came to Sarajevo, Isa Bey, the founder, he constructed this one. Second thing he constructed in our city was hammam. What a hammam is. Hammam is a bath place. Third thing he constructed in our city is the imaret. What the imaret? Turkish word for a public kitchen. And a fourth thing he constructs for us in our city is the caravan. What a caravan is. Caravan is like a version of the hotel or apartment. So fountains, hammams, imarets, and caravans for a community and for a travelers as you. Because Sarajevo, for the example, in the 16th century, it was really big city. Most of the people came from different parts of the world to us because they were on their way somewhere, let's say to the Istanbul. And as a traveler, they need a water as a fountain, hammam as a place to have a bath, to have a food in a place, imaret, and to have a rest in caravan sarai. So most of this part of the tour, I will show you. I will show you Ottoman monuments. One of them, it's in front of the As fountain. But when we speak about this Sabir, you should know from this place, water supply system started to go to the entire city, and Sarajevo is the third city in Europe with a modern water supply system after Krakow in Poland, and Praha in Czech Republic. In the 16th century, Sarajevo had 8 kilometers of the water supply system. Water came from the mountains. Main point is here, down more to Hammam and to other places. According to this beauty, you should know this thing also. If you want to come back to Sarajevo, legend says you should drink the water from there. So I'm not sure do I want to stay in Sarajevo or not, but I will drink the water because water is drinkable in our country. When you come here, you don't need to buy a water. It's always drinkable. And or this is the pigeons, because this is also a pigeon square. So in advance, I will stay in Bosnia. This is the old legend for the old travelers. But the new one legend connected to this place, it's like, if you are single and looking for the mingle, you should drink the water from here, and you will again come back and maybe fall in love with Sarajevo and with someone from Sarajevo. So my dear guests, you should come to Sarajevo as well and visit this place, Bascarsija especially. And yes, our next stop is Caravan Sarai. Actually, if you remember, I talk about that, a hotel from the 16th century. Can you imagine? And it's open for the public, not in a purpose to be a real hotel, but still it's open for the visitors. So I'll show you that. Mogu me čut, mogu. So this is still Bascarsija. You see things again, handsome guy, nothing without handsome guy. 84, Vučko, small Wolfie. How are you? Kako ste? Usually this guy, the owner of the shop here, it's really friendly, but because I speak on English, he thinks I'm not the domestic one, but however, it's not important. So one more street as a part of the Bascarsija square, of the main square. Many small places where are able to buy different things. So yes. Okay, some original Gucci and Fendi, of course, you're able to buy in Sarajevo, not just in Milan. I'm sorry, but this is a joke, of course. So yes. So this is the Morichahan, what the another name of the caravanserai is. Morichahan. Can you show them, Adnan, just up? Hotel. You see how beautiful is. But we will go inside how much is possible. Andiamo. Andiamo, andiamo. Koliko je? 5 maraka. 5 euros, 5 marks, it's 2 euros, 2.5. 2.5 approximately. I'll show you the best exchange in our city. So when you come, the place where you can exchange without commission, I mean. So Morichahan, my dear friends, or caravanserai. At Sarajevo, it was an important place on crossroads, when the travelers were going to, let's say, to Vienna or to Istanbul. Always they have their break here, I mean, for the rest. Morichahan or caravanserai. I'm sure you know what the meaning of caravan is. People before used caravans to travel. So always they stop with their caravans here where we are now. And this is the first floor of the caravanserai. But this caravanserai is established by the who? By the Ghazi Husrev Bey. Who is now Ghazi Husrev Bey? Who is that guy? Ghazi Husrev Bey, he was after the Isa Bey. Isa Bey is a founder. Ghazi Husrev Bey is the second most important person for the city of Sarajevo. Thanks to him, I mean, nowadays, Sarajevo is a beautiful city because many of the buildings around us are built by him. Actually, he's not the architect, but he was, let's say, a guy with money. But also, you should know, he was a grandson. He was a grandson of Bayezid II. Come in, Adnan. Come here. You see, his name is here. Ghazi Husrev Begov Vakuf. Vakuf, this is Arabic word for the endowment. Do you know what the endowment is? Endowment or a charity institution. So Ghazi Husrev Bey, a grandson of the Bayezid II. His mother, it was Princess Yuklia, but his father comes from Bosnia. He was born there in where Sultan is, but his grandfather, when he was like 22 years old, because he was really smart, right? He sent him to help this place, to help Sarajevo. And whatever you should know, it's really important to understand this part. Whatever he constructed in this city, it was free of charge. Because of that, I said endowment, free charity institution. So you as a traveler in the 16th century, when you come here, you can stay for one night and you can have one meal because kitchen of the place, it was here. It was free for you, just for one night. It's enough, more or less. So what I want to say, even in nowadays, he died, like he passed away almost 5 centuries ago, but he left his endowments, his charity institutions as this one to community. So nowadays, endowments are about the endowments, Islamic Center of Sarajevo. It's taking a care. So you are now, let's say, a lawyer, and you want to have your office upstairs. There are many private offices. There is many rooms. So you can rent this place to Islamic Center of Sarajevo, and Islamic Center per month of renting money will use, that money to help students. Students could be Muslims, Jews, Catholics, Orthodox Catholics, or Orthodox Christians, whatever. So that is the point of the endowment, to help someone. Always to help. So Ghazi Husrev Bey is one of my colleagues always say for him, he's a macho man. Yeah, he was really macho man. And thanks to him, we have many things even in nowadays. So one of them very soon we will be able to see. Rulers of this place after Gazi Husrev were the Moric. Because of that, we have a second name of the place, Morica Han. Again, Han is a hotel. Same meaning, Morica. They were also rulers of the place. Again, this place, it was free of charge when they were ruling this place. And to the end of the Second World War, and after the Second World War, in what did I say? Sorry, Second World War, we had this place. It was closed for the public because maybe whatever it's connected with any religion during the communist regime we had here, it was closed for the public. So also this one was closed for the public. So after the Bosnian War, again, this one is open for us. So when you come and visit us, of course, you should drink a coffee here or buy a carpet here, let's say. You will help someone. You will help two students because using rent money goes to the Islamic Center. Islamic Center is sending that money to the students and for their scholarships, let's say. So upstairs are the private rooms, let's say, of the lawyers and others. As I said, always in front of these doors, there was like a bodyguard, let's say. He stays here. So this one, it was open for the public around to the 8 at night. And again, it's open like from 4 o'clock in the morning, I mean. So it was really safe place. We have safe hotels. Safe hotels, safe hotels. Many years ago. Bodyguard was staying here. And if you remember, best exchange office in our city is this one without the commission. This is a tip. So still we are at the Sarajevo street where is many storage. So our next break, dear guests, just to know, at the Gazi Husrev Bey's Mosque, or a Bey's Mosque, or a Begova Jamia, because his title of the Gazi Husrev Bey, it was to be a bey, and a bey is like let's say a landlord. Bey on English is a landlord. So this is friend of me. Hello, Leila. How are you? So this is also one small street. I want to show you one place where you can try Bosnian baklava, of course, not again Turkish because we are like in Bosnia, but today it's Sunday, so I'm not sure they are open. Might be for a next time. Next time when you visit us, I will show you a baklava shop and a best place where you can try our domestic Jandar baklava, which one is really common, let's say, for the city of Sarajevo. Just quickly, I'll show you maybe. Yes, just quickly, I will show you. I cannot show you baklava, but because it's Sunday, so it's not open, but baklava duchan is my recommendation as well. Jandar baklava is a typical Bosnian baklava, and only only this family, I mean, owners of this family they know how to make the baklava, Bosnian baklava. So we'll speak about that for next time, let's say, or when you visit Sarajevo, however. So we are now entering to this grand mosque, or the Gazi Husrev Bey's mosque. This is harem, how Muslims always are calling a courtyard of the mosque. This is harem of the mosque. We are not able to enter inside, but we will be in a courtyard. So, shall we, Adnan? Grand Mosque, Gazi Husrev. I'm sure now you remember who is the Gazi Husrev Bey. Landlord of Sarajevo, 16th century, 1-6. Yes. Okay, very good. I cannot see you around me, and I'm a bit sad because of that. But however, again, I'm so happy because of this opportunity to show my favorite city in the world. what the Sarajevo is for me, really. So, Grand Mosque, Adnan, is trying now to show you big picture of this beauty. So, Ghazi Husra Bey, like I read this story, and what they say, like he asked his close friends which part of the mosque we will construct for first. One of his friends says, let's construct the entrance to the mosque. Let's construct that. That was first idea. Second idea of his friend, it was to construct, let's say, the minaret. So, and the third, and one of his, actually, the last idea of his friend, it was to construct, let's say, public washroom. Other friends of the Ghazi Husra Bey started to laugh. They were saying, wow, like we are constructing a mosque. We are not constructing the public washroom. But smart Ghazi Husra Bey as well, he recognized this idea and he said, first of all, we will construct public washroom next to the mosque. You know, because he understands this idea. Muslims, before they go to the mosque 5 times per day as an obligation of their religion, they should do the ablution or a wudu ablution. What that is cleansing their body before they go to the mosque. And for that, they need public, of course, washroom and a fresh water. So, my dear guests, believe or not, Sarajevo, city of Sarajevo, thanks to the Ghazi Husra Bey, and thanks to his friend, of course, because we had the first public washroom in Europe. Can you imagine that? Because of that, I said, can you believe or not? 50, in which year? In 30, first public washroom, which of course, I will show you very soon. After that, they started the construction of the Grand Mosque, the mosque you can see in front of the us. Main architect comes from Persia. His name is Ajam Azir Ali. And he constructed this one very soon, actually, in 5035. This one is open for the public. Main workers, main builders of the mosque came from the Dubrovnik, from Croatia. So how you can see it's really beautiful one. Also during the Austro-Hungarian rule, this mosque was the first mosque in this part of the Balkans, which one received the electricity, 1878. And why this mosque? Again, it's really unique when we compare with other mosques. You know, in Sarajevo today, there is 125 mosques. 125 mosques, but it's the central one, center of the workshop of the Muslim community. This mosque is the only one in nowadays which one provides live azan. What the live azan is, you know, this is minaret, and from the minaret when it's time for praying, as now, let's say, muezzin, he's, let's say, like a priest. But in the mosque, his name is Muezzin. He's going up there and he's doing a live version of the azan. Azan for the Muslim means it's time to do a prayer. So what the point is, in other mosques in 21st century, azan is already recorded. So Muezzin just press a button and other one will hear it's time for praying. But in this mosque, Muezzin goes to the minaret to there, but just once a day, when it's a mid prayer, actually around 12 o'clock. So very soon, Muezzin will be there, so we will be able to see how he is doing his prayer, how he's calling the Muslims. So, like, please, Muezzin, come and do that earlier because we don't have actually plenty of time. Also, my dear guests, on the right side, please, I don't show them. While we are waiting a muezzin to call him, to see him how he's doing azan, how he's calling the Muslims to do a prayer, you're able to see a clock tower. Clock tower, which one again, it's open by thanks to the Ghazi Husra Bey, established established from the money of the endowment he left to our community. And this clock is really unique because it's the only one which one is showing the lunar time. There is no many clock towers in the world which one are showing the lunar time. Lunar time, it's really common calendar, let's say lunar calendar. It's really common for the Muslims and the Jews, just to know. So there are 2 minutes more. So sorry, just like lunar time, lunar calendar. I want to tell you, lunar calendar, it's really important for Muslims and the Jews as well, because always earlier, I mean, not in this century, but earlier they were using a lunar calendar to know when is the time for praying. So that lunar clock there is still really important for the Muslim community, for some of them who knows the lunar calendar. And we are still expecting the muezzin. This is the imaret, entrance to the imaret. You remember what the imaret is? Imaret is a public kitchen. Now it's a public bakery, and the food there, it's not completely free of charge, but wherever you enter inside and say, I'm hungry, they will give you for free of charge the food. Really, it's like that. So while we are still waiting the muezzin to come to minaret, I want to show you first public washroom, which one today it's not open, but 50-30. Izgrađen means construct. Uništen means destroyed during the war. And again, open for the public in this year. Public washroom. Still it's free of charge, just to know. Still it's free of charge. And where is our muezzin? So just we are waiting to him. So but he will not stay just at one place. He will go around the minaret, so everyone can hear it's time for praying. Okay, can you hear the microphone? Yes. But we are not able to see now. He might be from that part there. So, but in same time, I'm not sure how much it's possible for you to hear. There is azan. And the clocks of the church in same time. You are just able to see that in Sarajevo. Very soon he will. Pa idem dole. Ali trebala bi im pokazati da vide to, da vide muezzin. Stani ovdje da im pokaže. So we want to show you again muezzin, but he's just staying on one place. Please, muezzin, show up. We have some other things to see. So, my dear guests, also, we are really nearby to the place of the assassination. We'll just quickly, actually, I'll show you a region where Arduke and his wife, Baroness of Hofburg, and in 1914, were assassinated by the members of Young Bosnia. No, that is not the place where they were assassinated. This is a region actually where he was the assassinate. This is really actually really nearby. There is a bridge and a place where the members of, just quickly, maybe we can just show you. I'm sure actually you know the story about, but this is, you should know, actually a trigger for the World War I. This is a trigger for the World War I, the assassination. It's organized by the members of Young Bosnia. Members of Young Bosnia were also not just the Serbs, were also Bosnians, were also across. So maybe now you understand why after the First World War, Southern Slavs were together. So yes, this is the memorial. And this is the originally a place where he was assassinated here. Yes, at this bridge. So yeah, this is the Gavrilo Princip. This is the assassin. He was also a member of the Young Bosnia, or Mlada Bosna. But maybe for the next time, like, we will speak more about the assassination. My dear guests, now we are entering very soon to the Austro-Hungarian part of the city. Very soon now you will be able to see two sides of this city, Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian. But even it's not just the Ottoman, it's not just Hungarian or Austro-Hungarian, it's Bosnian and Herzegovinian. So it's from all of us, and it's this city. You can see maybe one node. Yeah. Do you remember that part? Please pay attention now to this part. You will see a real difference. First of all, in architecture, in the style. And we have really one nice point of view. Point of view where you're able again to see two parts. So yes, my dear guests, Hotel Europe. First modern hotel in our city, open for the public in 19th century. But please, Adnan, show to our guests also the right side. Tashilhan, old hotel or old caravan or old han. This caravan or a han at the time when it was open for the public, because how you can see is destroyed around the so around the 16th century, when it's open for the public, it was a really large place, huge place where 500 of the person could stay. So end of this Han, it was somewhere down, like somewhere really down was the end. But during the Second World War, that one is destroyed, and never later on it's rebuilt. So Ottoman Sarajevo, yes, you can see. Pay attention to my right side, Hotel Europe. Hotel Europe, even in nowadays, it's open for the public. And I can tell you, when you enter to the hotel, there is Vienna coffee shop on the first floor. And there you can order Schwarzwald cake. Schwarzwald cake is famous German Austrian cake. And you can order that. But also you can order Bosnian coffee. So you will taste east and the west in same time. Can you imagine? This part of the hotel, how you can see it's built now in a modern style, but this one, the right side, it's still in the old style. This hotel, it was destroyed for twice during the Second World War and also during the Bosnian War, I mean during the siege. So this is a mix of the old and new. So you must visit the hotel, I mean Vienna coffee shop. This is the Vienna coffee shop, you see. First floor. And in general, we are now in Austrian Sarajevo. It's not completely different architecture. This is also, this region here is famous for locals, like if you want to drink a beer, you're able to do that here. There are many bars here. Many bars, and a beer you must try in Sarajevo, it's Sarajevsko beer. Sarajevsko beer, we have a brewery in Sarajevo, open for the public brewery. It's from the 18th century, and our beer, it's one of the best, of course, in Nikolai Tesla. Hello. Because this Tesla pub also one good in Sarajevo for a beer, for a wine. Also maybe because you are from Italy, mostly it might be like more to drink a wine. We have also wine, good wine in our country. But if you want to try real Bosnian, actually Herzegovinian wine, you should go to Herzegovina, let's say in Mostar, in southern region of my country where the Herzegovina is. So there is Žilavka and Blatina, two types of the wine. And when you are in Sarajevo, you must try Sarajevsko beer. Hotel Central, Adnan will pay attention. So Hotel Central is also one famous modern hotel from the Austrian period. So I like this viewpoint really. So close your eyes. I will also do that. Adnan will go, shall we? Yes, yes. Sarajevo Cathedral. Can you see this beautiful spot? How the viewpoint is really nice. Roman Catholic Cathedral in the city of Sarajevo. I like this viewpoint a lot, so you can take some pictures as well. So it's beautiful. Very soon we will be in front of her and speak about her.
Kažeš iznenađenje.
Yes, surprise. Once again, please feel free to ask the questions. I'm here. I will repeat everything. No worries.
Hidayah, do you hear me? Hidayah.
Aj malo odavde, pošto se vidi čitava katedrala.
Okay, can I say like this? It's much better like this. Roman Catholic. The sound is not good, so we will stay like this. Roman Catholic Cathedral in Sarajevo. So, when the Austrians came to us, thanks to them, thanks to the Austrians, for first time in the history in our country, I mean in the city of Sarajevo, we had religious organizations. So like we had Catholic, Christian altogether, Muslim and Jewish organization or a community. So what I want to say, for the first time we had the Archbishop. For the first time we had Ray Sulema, the one who represents the Muslims. And we had the first rabbin of a Jewish community. So the Archbishop, first Catholic Archbishop of a Christian community in our city, it was Josip Stadler. That is his name. Josip Stadler comes from Croatia. And also Hungarian government called him to be Archbishop here. And thanks to him, thanks to the Archbishop, this beauty behind me, it's open for the public, because he found out the architect. Who was the architect? Architect was the Josip Vancaš. Who is now Josip Vancaš? Well, Josip Vancaš, he was a Czech architect at that time, and he was really young when they started to, when he started actually to do this project. He was still studying architecture because he was young and maybe without special experience. Josip Stadler, as the Archbishop, he sent him to travel around Europe, and to see something different, to find out his inspiration for the Sarajevo cathedral. So, what the point is, his main inspiration for the cathedral is the Notre Dame. I'm sure you know. Notre Dame, it's a cathedral in Dijon, in France. I read somewhere like Sarajevian cathedral, it's like a replica of the Notre Dame. I'm sure if you know, you can hear the sound. Again, this is Sarajevo. So it's like a replica. I don't agree with that this is a replica of the Notre Dame, but there are some similarities in between Notre Dame and our cathedral here, because both of them are built in a Gothic style of the architecture. This is a Gothic style of the architecture with the romantic elements up there. Especially, can you try just to show them there at the window? At the window up there, you see is the elements of the Gothic style. 1879. This one is open for the public as the largest cathedral in our city, where 100 persons in same time can stay. So a cathedral as well is visited by popes for many times. John Paul II is here. John Paul II, he was a friend of the city, I can tell you, because he came to this city when it was really tough for a community. He came to us many times, but for us it's really special when he came after the war, 1997. From this place where nowadays is his statue, he sent us peace, love, and charity. All of that after the siege we needed. So thank you. Thank you, John Paul II. Also, Pope Francesco, or Francisco, Papa Franjo, how we say, he came to us also some years ago. So before we go, just I want to show you how this one was destroyed during the war, and thanks to Italy and Slovenia, to their government, the church after the war rebuilt. But there are bullet holes on the walls. Why the bullet holes are here? Because again, main front line, I'm sorry, my dear guests, but it's foggy. But if you watch straight ahead, there is a main hill from where the city is controlled by the Serbs during the war. So because of that, it was convenient and easy to do this they left them. They left them to remind us to forgive and to never forget what happened in Sarajevo in 90s. So when we speak about that, to forgive and to never forget, come on here. Red Rose Memorial from the war. At this place, exactly where we are now, in 1992, 11-year-old girl, her name was Irma Grabovica. She was exactly here killed by the grenades. Grenades were coming from the hills to the city and killing the community. They were dying around the city. And when a grenade comes to the street, grenade makes this. You see, as a red rose, there is 95 red roses in our city. And like average of the persons who are killed here or anywhere else around the city, it's 2 persons. So first person who died here is Irma Grabovica. The second one, we don't know the name, but we know 2 persons died here. Irma Grabovica was playing with her friends here because this is the famous place for us in the city. She was playing here until grenade came and killed her. But however, her father, Asim Grabovica, is his name. Thanks to him, nowadays we have red roses as memorials because he was the first person in the city who painted this place in red color. How you can see it's the red color as a symbol of the innocent blood, let's say, in our city. But also the story for us, it's really important to know also when you speak about the red roses, I must mention this guy, Vedran Smailovic, a cellist of Sarajevo. So dear Eleonora, just please picture them, show them the picture of the Vedran Smailovic. He was a musician, cellist, you know what the cello is. So he was playing a cello always around the city when he heard someone is killed or wounded at the place where there is red rose. So nowadays you are able to read a book about the hero of our city, about the cellist of Sarajevo, and the name of the book is Cellist of Sarajevo. So I'm sure you remember. Book is read as the cellist. The name of the book is the Cellist of Sarajevo. He risked Vedran Smailovic. He risked his own life to say thank you to someone at this place or anywhere else during the siege. Vedran Smailovic, Cellist of Sarajevo. So you remember book, Cellist of Sarajevo, but also there is a movie you can watch about, especially about this topic, about the topic of the red roses, and the name of the movie is The Red Rose. So we will speak about that after as well. I repeat all of this if you need. So yes, red rose as a memorial. So yes, my dear guests, let's go. Can you hear that beautiful sound? What's that? Can you do some for us? The ghost is Italian. This is for our guests from Italy. Yes. Okay. more steps or destinations our tour. And still it's not the end, of course, but we have 2 more destinations to see. And after that, we are going to drink our coffee. You from your home and I from Sarajevo. Me and Adnan. Adnan and me, we will drink the coffee in the coffee shop. Hotel Europe from the another side. Sad okreni prema nama. Prema meni. Okreni. Okreni prema meni, da je vidim. Everything is fine. Guys, I want to see
amazing.
you. But later, maybe. Okay. Nek bude kamera okrenuta prema tebi sad. Dođi.
Thank you, Adnan, for the amazing films.
Once again, a really important place for us if we speak about Jerusalem of Europe, what Sarajevo is. So, my dear guests, this spot here we call as Sarajevo meeting of cultures. Adnan will show you that. Already you saw the point why Sarajevo is Jerusalem of Europe. But officially here, you can understand why it is like that. Because, my dear guests, there is a mosque. You can see a minaret behind the clock tower. Yes. Adnan will show you that. Yes, minaret is there. Okay. Adnan, please come here. Here. Carl Grand is the old synagogue. And 5 minutes ago, we saw a Christian cathedral. And this is the point where all of them are together. So, Adnan, can we spin and go? Where we can spin and go. You see? Spin and go. Where we'll go, where we'll go, where we'll go. Okay. No, we'll see. Okay. We should go to the east. They're saying to the east. Well, this is the point where the east and the west are together. So usually, to my friends, to my guests, I say, now we will take a selfie from Istanbul, because when you look this style of the architecture, maybe you can think like I'm now in Istanbul or any another Turkish city. So this is like in Istanbul. And from this side, when I'm taking the selfies, I'm saying, dear guests, welcome to Vienna. You know, to Austria, let's say, because style of the architecture is common for that part. But what I want to say, we are still in Sarajevo, but we have a charm of Istanbul and we have charm of Vienna. Some of my guests says this is not Vienna, it's more like another Austrian city. I forgot the name. But however, again, the point is we are in Jerusalem of the Europe, we are in Sarajevo, we are a little bit in Istanbul, and we are a little bit in Vienna. But again, in a country we call Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know it's possible to take a picture. I don't know it's possible to take a picture on Zoom, but I would like to take a picture with you. So Eleonora, please tell me it's possible. So to have a picture like from Vienna and from Istanbul, but in Sarajevo, of course. You see? Da li oni mene čuju uopšte? Jel moguće uraditi u sliku? What they say?
Pa pita na engleskom, ja me čuju.
So the Eleonora, can you hear me?
Hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Vrijeme da me nisu čuli, jel rekli?
Rekli. Evo ti vas u suncu.
Eleonora. Eleonora. Can you hear me? Doesn't. Okay.
Čuje, morate čuti.
Šta kaže? Čuje li me? Can we take a selfie? It's possible to do that on Zoom. Yeah, it's possible? No. Ne čujem je. I cannot hear you. It's possible to take.
Ciao, I'm going to answer you because I think Eleonora's audio is not working. Her headphones are not working. She said yes. Can you hear me?
Said yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
I will go first to Vienna and after that to Istanbul. Okay. Go with me. Come on. Okay. You are friends also here and you are. Okay. We can do a smile and we can say that. Okay. Very good. Did we? We have a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Adam, come on here. But I hope that you are also on picture. Are you? Are we together? It's possible to do like that. Okay, this is one from Istanbul. Let's say Istanbul. Okay. Okay, sorry if I waste your time on this, but let's go now
No, this
to
is so
the.
much fun.
Yes. Okay. Okay, my dear guest. Yes. Yeah. This is the sorry, just a second. This is this is one local lady, and she thinks I'm a tourist because I speak on English. So she gave me this, like, and this is for you. All right. Yes. Okay. This is Sarajevo. I didn't like this situation here. So, can you hear me, dear guests? Can you hear me? Ne odgovaraju ništa. Can you hear me, guys? Okay, guys. Okay, guys. I just wanna check that. Okay. This is last stop of our tour. Adnan will show you to see. This is the Kal Grant, or the old synagogue. Okay, Jews to Bosnia came officially from Spain and Portugal. They came here to our city around the 15th century through the Thessaloniki in Greece. I'm sure you know why did they came to Sarajevo. From 7th to 15th century, Spain as well, it was under the rule of the Ottomans. So they were, let's say, able to live there. But when Spain is conquered, actually, when on a main stage in Spain, let's say, King Aragon and his queen came, they say to them, to Jews and Muslims in Spain, you can stay in our country, but you should convert your religion. If you don't want to stay, you should go. You must leave. Okay, Muslims have a country for themselves. There is, let's say, Algiers, there is Egypt at that time, and they have a place to go. But Jews didn't have a place to go, because at that time we didn't have Jerusalem as we have today. So again, Bayezid II, Sultan, is the one who says, okay, Jews can come to Ottoman Empire. One part of the Sephardic who speak Ladino language came to Bosnia. How already I told you, through the Thessaloniki to Sarajevo. And a region of the city where we are now is the first Jewish region where they stay in our city. You should know Jews never live in ghetto in Sarajevo. Always they were all around. This is their first neighborhood. And this is the place where the first Jewish synagogue is open and built for the public in around the 15th century. In nowadays, this is not the synagogue. I mean, today this is a Jewish museum. But I'll speak about this place later. What I want to tell you is this. Okay, we have Sephardic Jews who came from the Spain and Portugal originally, but we have also Ashkenazi Jews who came to us from Central Europe, let's say from Germany. So I'm not able to show you from here, but on another side of the city, there is also Ashkenazi synagogue, which one nowadays it's open for the public. So Ashkenazi and Sephardi are in city of Sarajevo, even in nowadays, just to know. So Sarajevo itself is also famous because today in Sarajevo, we have second oldest Jewish graveyard in Europe. First one is in Praha, in Czech Republic, as the oldest, but the second oldest is here in Sarajevo. Again, I cannot show you. For the next time, I will. And my dear guests, what I want to tell you, this old Kalgrand, how they call, is during the Second World War, it was let's say, a jail. Our Jews suffer a lot. So this was a jail for them. After the World War II, this place became the museum. And what I want to tell you, this one is open for the public. I mean, for a Jewish public, just twice a year. One of the reasons why when it's open is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah, however, Rosh Hashanah is a Jewish New Year. So when they celebrate that, it's open. And also when it's Hanukkah, this museum is open for Jews. But in general, you as a tourist always can come and visit a museum. Also, my dear guests, I want to tell you this. When Sephardi Jews came from Spain, they brought one book with them. That book, name of the book, it's Haggadah. Haggadah, there is many Haggadahs in the world, but our Haggadah, it's not officially Bosnian Haggadah, it's really special one. Our Haggadah is from the 12th century. It's written in Barcelona, it's Spain, came to our country in the 16th century, and our Haggadah, Jewish religious book, it's really important because it's written by the hand. So it's really unique. Main topic in the book, it's about how Jews left the Egypt, just to know, but it's right with the hand. So it's really unique. So book came with Jews around the 16th century because they were coming also to us in the 16th century, and everything it was fine with the book, with, until the Second World War. You know, when a Nazi came to the city, museum, let's say a worker in a museum where a book it was at that time, he took a book from a museum because he was scared the Nazi will want to have that book because it's a real treasure. It's the only one Haggadah in a world, right hand. He took the book from a museum, a name and a worker from a museum, gave it to the one Catholic priest in Zenica. Zenica is one city close to Sarajevo. That priest care about the book. Can you imagine that? Worker of a museum, he was a Muslim. Book, it was Jewish book. And a guy who care about book, it was a Catholic. So this is again Sarajevo and this country. So book survived that war. Again, on our stage of our life, it was the Bosnian War, and there was strong Serbian propaganda. They were saying that Alija Izetbegović, he was the first president of our country in 1992, that he gave it to someone, a book, that famous book, that special book, because Bosnian army didn't have a weapon. So he gave someone a book to have a weapon. But again, that is not a true story. Because 1996, Alija Izetbegović show up a book, Haggadah. So Haggadah is still here, well preserved in a museum in our city. So if you have a time when you visit us, you must see Haggadah. My dear guests, also the city of Sarajevo, it's really special because when we speak about the Jews, because today in Sarajevo, there are two persons who can speak Ladino. You know, that is really rarer language in the world. There is not many of them who can speak. I read somewhere like 10% of the people in the world are able to speak that language, but two of them in that 10% are here in Sarajevo. So once again, one detail more to be sure that their community and their culture and all of that, it's really good preserved in our city. So we have even special Jewish tour because we have many Jewish monuments around the city. So yeah, for next time, maybe we can do an officially Jewish tour. So my dear guests, okay. This is officially now the end of the tour. We saw everything what was on our schedule. We can have, I can have now a break. It's okay for like 15 minutes because I need to go to the coffee shop. So when I arrive to the coffee shop again, I will be on Zoom with Adnan, so we can speak. What do you agree with me? I mean, it's fine. No,
yeah, it's great. Yeah. We can start chatting and then...
even I can stay. Yes. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's fine.
In 15 minutes. Okay?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. See you maybe like if you can make it like a bit.
But
bigger,
before do we go to the coffee shop, because I cannot wait 15 minutes. I have questions. If I can stay online. Yeah, you wanna I stay online.
Yeah, better. I think it's better. Yes.
Okay, I'm still here. We are going
we
together.
can just follow you. Yeah, we can just follow you.
So you can see once again. Yes. But I know now you have questions, but before you ask me, I will ask you. Yes. Okay, my dear guests. This is quickly I can show them, why not? While we are here, this is Gazi Husrebegov Bezistan. What a Bezistan is? Bezistan is a shopping mall. Let's say nowadays the shopping mall, but before that was a place where you are able to buy special products as a silk. Only at this place In the 16th century, you were able to buy rare products. Even nowadays, this is shopping area in the city of Sarajevo. Yes. Okay.
Ciao Riccardo.
Ciao, ciao.
A presto.
A presto, ciao.
Ok
Grazie.
ragazzi, ciao ciao. Okay guys, so Hidaya is now, Kiki is now going to a coffee shop just to sit down and answer our questions. If you already want to say something, or if you already want to ask something, okay, Anna is going, okay, no problem. If you have to go, you can still have the recording of this video, so you can see like the questions and answers later, so no problem, just text me please, starting tomorrow, ok? Da domani scrivetemi per piacere se volete avere la registrazione delle domande in caso in cui dobbiate andare. Se avete già qualcosa da chiedere, even you, Nune, if you want to ask anything, just please, you can do it now, okay? And I think Hidaya can start answering right now, even if she's walking. Grazie anche tra l'altro per tutte le domande che avete mandato, me le sono segnate quelle più grosse, più importanti. Ho segnato in particolare quanto è stato ricostruito dopo la guerra in Sarajevo, ho segnato il coinvolgimento del governo turco nella ricostruzione di Sarajevo, questa è una domanda veramente gigante, e poi anche la questione di le copie e non copie. Ciao Francesca, grazie, a presto, grazie a tutti quelli che devono andare.
A voi, è stato bellissimo, a presto. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. E anche vari significati di parole che mi avete chiesto. Com'è stato il tour? Com'è andata?
Bene, molto bello. È bello essere lì dal vivo. È un po' strano vedere tutto così chiuso.
Sì, quello
Un po'
sì.
triste.
Sì, purtroppo è così come anche da noi.
È il
Anche
momento.
loro hanno vari lockdown. Forse meno stringenti che da noi, però comunque se la sono vista molto brutta. La stessa famiglia di Dai ha avuto vari contagi, sono stati, insomma, se la sono vista brutta anche loro, ma per fortuna stanno tutti bene, quindi è veramente ovunque, purtroppo sì. E poi non c'è turismo adesso, quindi anche chi lavora nel turismo in questo momento non ha lavoro, nel senso che, come potete vedere, ci sono pochissime persone in giro e sono tutti locals.
Volevo solo dire, anche per me è stato bellissimo questo tour. Sono arrivata appena un attimo in ritardo, quindi all'inizio non c'ero. Io non ho visto Sarajevo, però porto i Balcani nel cuore. Ho studiato a Gorizia e ho girato tutta la parte dei Balcani con tanti amici sloveni, serbi, bosniaci, e abbiamo sempre detto Sarajevo, Sarajevo, e non siamo mai riusciti a visitarla, e quindi avere un po' questa occasione di nuovo per piano piano avvicinarsi a posti che spero di poter vedere presto è davvero molto molto bello. Sì.
Sì, tra l'altro per fortuna Sarajevo è veramente molto vicina, tra tutte le città anche di questi tour Poputchik sicuramente è una di quelle che forse avremo veramente la possibilità di visitare nel 2021, anche magari andandoci in macchina dall'Italia. Si può fare veramente, se si abita in Nord Italia si può fare veramente in un attimo, in giornata si arriva a Sarajevo, è un bel viaggio però si fa con tutte le frontiere balcaniche.
Beh, a me quello che piace, io avevo fatto anche Belgrado in treno, e per me la cosa più bella sarebbe tornare a prendere un treno e semplicemente allungare un po' più giù. Diciamo che in questo momento io adesso sono in Emilia-Romagna, non possiamo muoverci neanche, insomma, per far niente, quindi vabbè, speriamo col 2021 di riprendere un po' a partire.
Speriamo, sì, sì, sì. Vi aspettavate, per chi non è stato a Sarajevo, vi aspettavate di vedere la città così? Anche vi è piaciuto lo stacco tra la città austro-ungarica e la città ottomana? O ve l'aspettavate diverso anche da chi magari ha letto o visto film? Insomma, come aspettative e realtà, come vi è sembrata?
Secondo me è coerente con l'aspettativa che c'era dal mio punto di vista, però non me lo immaginavo neanche così tanto, che davvero sei in un punto della città e da ogni angolo che ti guardi ti sembra di vedere un posto completamente diverso, quindi è una cosa veramente particolare che credo pochi posti al mondo possano avere questa caratteristica, quindi per me è stato veramente sorprendente.
Eleonora, invece volevo chiederti, ma tu hai studiato in Turchia o sei esperta di questo mondo? Come mai? Ho visto le tue domande, erano veramente molto mirate e molto particolari.
No, allora io ho vissuto a Istanbul 2 anni, in realtà mi sono spostata lì per lavorare, cioè ci sono andata in viaggio e mi è piaciuto talmente tanto che forse lei è pronta però, dai, non so. E quindi niente, sono stata lì un paio d'anni, poi lì ho ricominciato a studiare e ho iniziato a studiare relazioni internazionali. In realtà dopo il colpo di Stato, cioè tentato, poi sono tornata in Italia, però nel frangente sono stata a Sarajevo. E proprio la prima cosa che ho visto, perché sono arrivata lì dalla Croazia in autobus, la prima cosa che ho visto arrivando alla stazione degli autobus di Sarajevo è stato il tram elettrico con un dervish gigante sopra, quindi ok, sapevo, mi ero informata, però così tanto non credevo, cioè sembrava davvero, avendo visitato un po' la Turchia, sembrava davvero di essere in Turchia. E poche cose, poche città come Sarajevo mi hanno sorpresa, come dire, tanto quanto Istanbul, cioè per me è il posto del cuore in assoluto, che sento più casa mia, e Sarajevo mi ha dato la stessa sensazione, forse anche di più, perché comunque Istanbul è completamente, no? Musulmana, mentre Sarajevo aveva caratteristiche appunto di una cultura magari più vicina alla nostra, poi contemporaneamente quella ebraica. È stata veramente talmente illuminante che poi quando ho dovuto decidere su cosa scrivere la tesi di laurea ho iniziato da zero perché non sapevo nulla sulla Bosnia-Herzegovina, ma ho appunto indagato quello che era il coinvolgimento poi della Turchia odierna nella ricostruzione della Bosnia, che mi sembra abbastanza pesante, più dell'Arabia Saudita addirittura che della Turchia. Poi io sapevo di Turchia, quindi ho indagato quello.
Italiano.
Ok. Ok, grazie
Cheers.
Eleonora. Hello Kiki, how are you? Are you tired?
No, of course I'm not. We can do one more tour if you want, of course. I'm here for you. Cup of coffee. Pot of coffee.
Okay.
So we speak about that, how to drink a Bosnian coffee. Now I will show you how to do that. So coffee pot is here and it's full of coffee. They can see. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Yes. So like this. Okay, there's 10 my battery. Okay. So a cup. Sugar is ready. This is kaymak. This thing we call kaymak. Okay, like this. Coffee without kaymak, without this thing, it's not delicious. So we put kaymak inside. Okay, let's go like this. Okay. And this is special moment. Like this, just this is for you. And again, I'll repeat. It's really good. I just need a cigarette and that's it. So, my dear guests, now I have a question for you. Can you hear me, first of all?
Yeah. We hear you. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, mogu me čuti. So, what do you think about the tour? It was this or this?
I guess big
It's really
thumbs
simple.
up. Amazing.
Like this. Really,
Yeah.
but really, you need to be honest. If it's not good, we go again and repeat. No problem at all.
No,
But for real.
Kiki, you've
Yeah.
been amazing. I was really speechless.
Really?
Like, you're so funny. I was laughing from the very beginning till the very end. You're really amazing. Seriously. Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Adnan, you're really like, you were filming great. Like everything was so smooth and like, yeah. The frames were, I mean, it was awesome. Thank you so much. Really awesome. And we have some
Pleasure
questions.
is mine. Yes.
Yeah, we have some questions for you. Like I will start from, I think, big questions. And then if anybody else, even Nune, I don't know if you're still here, well, she can ask questions as well. I mean, everyone can ask questions in English, of course. So first question is from Eleonora. She's asking, what do you think about the involvement of the Turkish government in the post-war reconstructions in Sarajevo? She studied this at the university, so she wrote a thesis about it. So she was asking, like, what's your opinion about it? I don't think you have to be too specific.
What I think about Turkish after the war, the point is.
Yeah.
After the war. Well, if you ask me for my personal opinion, I will tell you. Well, there are two sides. For me, this is my personal, it's really important to understand. They helped a lot. And that is the fact. That is the fact. That they really helped and many things are renovated thanks to them and to their supplies and money. But Turks are always like that. If they will help you, also they wanna to all of that things they do for you will be returned to them.
They want
Something for that. So I know many like here, listen this, in Mostar, close to Mostar, there is one Sufi Tekia. Teki is like a Muslim place.
Blagai.
And they help Blagai, yes, exactly. They send supplies to money to that place be renovated, and it is now. But do you know how much is ticket for Blagai?
Very expensive, I
nowadays?
remember. Yeah.
Yes, really expensive. And of course, one part of that money
the commission goes to them.
goes to them. Okay, of course, I understand that. But for me, it's a bit, I don't know, like, it's good. And thank you. Thanks Turkey a lot. We are like a brotherhood countries. We had brotherhood with them. But again, for me, it's not. Yeah. It's okay?
Yeah, thank you. No, I was considering more under a cultural point of view, right? Means this.
A more cultural viewpoint.
I mean,
Well, for that, I have to say all the best.
or
All the best,
number one.
because they are really, because they really care about their monuments. From the history, and they're really good in that. I can tell you, they are really good in that, and with that thing, I'm really satisfied that we have their support. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
It was awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Second question, how much has been rebuilt after the war, concerning the buildings we have seen? Because one guy asked, he said that most of the buildings look rebuilt, and it probably is. I mean, I've seen pictures of wartime Sarajevo, and there has been a massive destruction. So I suppose it has been rebuilt a lot. Most of the buildings we have seen. So what do you know about it?
Yeah, well, most of the buildings are rebuilt after the war, but we speak about the city of Sarajevo. City Sarajevo as a capital city of the country. Of course, a lot of money and support came to the city after the war. So many things are rebuilt, and they are just reminders as bullet holes, let's say, on the cathedral. But if you visit Mostar, city of Mostar in Herzegovina, you will see how half of the city, half part of the city, it's still completely destroyed, because Mostar doesn't have support and help as Sarajevo have. So in city of Sarajevo, we have, I know, for 2 buildings who are still completely destroyed. And one of them is a center, one of the buildings who are still not rebuilt. It's a center for the retired persons in Sarajevo. Before the war, that was a center for the person who are retired. So still it's staying completely destroyed, and maybe later I can send you a picture of that place, if that was the point of the question.
Yeah, I think yes. They
Did I
just want to
respond?
know, like, yeah. No, I think it's
So
fine.
yes, it's been really good now in Sarajevo. Yeah, yeah. So if I didn't explain, if I didn't get the point, please repeat. Yeah, I'll go again.
I think it's fine. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Valentina asked if there's a connection between the destroyed Han we saw, like the Ottoman Han, and the Hotel Europe. If there's a
like connection? No, there is no connection. No, there is no any tunnel or something. No, there is no any connection. Tashu Han is the one, another one is the Hotel Europe. They are not connected. No, but good idea actually, Valentina. But I'm not the architect, so I'm not sure if it might be it is possible. I don't know. But yeah, you see, you have really smart questions. Very good.
But I also have another questions connected to this one. If there was a connections between the old hotel that is in the front of Hotel Europe and the caravanserais that you show us in the old town, if they were serving for the same purpose or if they were meaning for different kind of objective.
You mean Morica Han or Caravanserai and Natasha Han? Well, the owner, yes, okay. Both of them are built, actually open, thanks to the Gazi Husrev Bey. Owner is the same one, owner of the place. So just Morica Han is built at the beginning of the 16th century, and Tashu Han, the one we saw next to the Hotel Europe, it's at the end of the 16th century. It's open for the public. But of course, if you are now wondering, Gazi Husrev Bey, he died, of course, but he left the money from the endowment, you know. So people were able to use the money to construct different buildings even after he died, you know. Things for public, as the caravans, as the imarets, as, you know, different things. Yeah, it's okay?
Yeah. Do you have any other question? Do you want to ask anything to Kiki?
Yeah, if I may, I would like to have a question. Just because before there were questions about the Turkish, but I would like to ask, Ida, what do you think about, I mean, how do you look at Europe on the other hand? And what do you think about what Europe has done or has not done during the war and after the war? And how especially youth are now looking at Europe, at European countries and European influence?
Well, to be honest, if you ask me, because I'm a sociologist, I've done my master's degree in sociology. To be honest, this country, it's not part of Europe at all. We are in a map of Europe, but we are a bit far, we are far away from Europe. And when we speak about the war, there are the facts. Europe helped, United States, all of them helped. But they have a border until they want to help. When they pick a border, that's it. There is no help. So we are part of Europe in a map, but inside I don't feel I feel myself as a Bosnian, as a girl who lives in Europe, but we are far away from Europe, to be honest. In every term, we are far away. Balkans is a special cup of tea, you should know. Special, really special one. And if you want to really see why we are a special cup of tea, you should visit Zagreb, Belgrade, and Sarajevo. And you will have full viewpoint to understand why I'm saying this. Really.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
You're
Thanks so
welcome.
much.
Prego.
Grazie.
Yes. So yes. Questions?
I have one more question. Well, first of all, you live in a beautiful country, and Sarajevo is very, very beautiful city. I've been there some years ago. And one thing that really touched me about Sarajevo is that I'm born in 1991. So I met many people of my age that had very different life that I had here. Mm-hmm. And my question is actually similar to the one that has just been made. So when I met many people of my age, and I asked them what they think the future of Bosnia will be. And it was very interesting for me because I heard completely different answers. So some people were saying Bosnia is going to be part of the EU. Some people were saying, my dream is to go back to Yugoslavia. Or some people would rather say something like you said, so that Bosnia is something different from the surrounding countries. And
yeah.
So what's your opinion about this?
I agree with you at all. Actually, we will be part of Europe when we speak about European Union as a community. We will be part of that. That is not the question. For next 10 years, we will join them. It's not the problem. But always, I think, as a people, as a people who, I don't know how to, we will be part. Yes, we will be part. How I told you, but I think we are a bit far away from it, because still we didn't fix our problems in our country. I mean, which problems? Problems in between Serbs, Croats, and Bosniaks. So that is the reason why we cannot go forward. Why we cannot go forward. So we should fix, first of all, things in our country, in between us, because to be honest, the things are not so good and clear, even 25 years after the war. So when we fix these things, we can join the European Union, and in general, we can be Europeans, you know, because Europeans don't look like us, not act like us, you know. Europeans, when they have a problem, that is my opinion, more or less, always they fix that things, and we are not learning anything from them. You say, let's say we have a example of Germany. After the Second World War, you know how it was in between Jews and Germans, how that was going. Germans didn't ask directly Jews, can you forgive us? Of course, they didn't ask them officially like this, can you forgive us? But that was like a deal in between them. They didn't work even together, but we can see I saw that the Germans were sorry for the thing they do in World War II. In my case, in case of a country, I still didn't see mostly forgiveness. I didn't see that in between two communities. I don't just speak up now about Serbs. Oh, like Serbs are like this. No, at all. All three of us are in this house.
No, I think the main problem of our people is like that we are.
And what do you think about them? Are there many people who have this feeling that they are nostalgic about the Yugoslavia, the old Yugoslavia, and they would be like to be back to this time, or not really?
Well, to back time of Yugoslavia, I was born under the siege, 1994. I was born, so actually, yes, maybe it's good to return back to that times, because only at that time these three nations of the people used to live together, and others. So I think that is might be the way, might be the right way while we are waiting Europe and other things. So yes, maybe in that case, it's good to three of us again will be united. Yes. Yeah. So it's good because I speak a lot,
I'm done with my question.
I'm not doing more. I speak, and there is no point, but I hope that you understand my point. I see a future, maybe we are not part of Europe, but when we fix problems in our country in between three nations, everything is gonna be fine. But first we should do that. And I'm not saying Serbs are like this or Bosniaks are like this, not at all. All of us have a problem in our courtyards, I mean. So we should fix like that in front of our doors and all together, and there is after that future for us. So we need approximately, I think, 25 years more. So maybe kids of me will be in part of Europe, of European Union, and some other things without terrible memories from the past. And then even there, the memories are not the problem when we fix our problems. So yes, even Yugo time might be.
And you have some people that don't even see the point of joining the EU.
Yeah, in our country.
You have some people like, what was there the point of joining? What are we going to get from EU that we didn't receive already? Like the mentality of the people is like strange here, especially after the war. So,
you know what a guy from Croatia told me, a friend of me actually from Croatia, said, well, like you are in European Union, you know, like now you have all good standards and good things, but our salaries are still low, like and standards of European Union are so huge. So like we are in between. So it's really terrible. It's better for us to stay without that. But well, this is what the Adnan wants to say about. Yeah. So yes.
Guys, they ask for your email because they want to contact you or maybe write you when they will be in Sarajevo if they need a guided tour or whatever. So
thanks a lot.
I already gave them your Instagram account, but maybe email is better. So
yes.
yeah, we can.
Right, maybe.
We can. Is there a chat in this?
Yeah, you can write them in the chat if you want.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, in the meanwhile, I want to say, if you have like, I would say the last question, and then it's really time for me to go eating because they have cooked for me.
Yeah.
Ask the last question.
Sorry, Eleonora.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Please, go.
It's fine. It was really more than a pleasure to stay here and listen to you. You're really like a true energy bomb. So I was amazed.
Thanks
really
a lot.
Amazed. Plus, I don't know if you have read like the chat, but people have written amazing things about you. Really. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
We didn't get it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Thank you, Hidayah and Adnan, for this tour, for making me feel us, or at least me, as at home with friends, with family. They have written, taking the coffee together really feels like we're taking it together as in a coffee shop. Thank you very much, Hidayah, for your energy. It really made me feel like I was there with you. Thank you, Adnan, for the super professional filming. Thank you, Eleonora, for organizing and bringing to life this. Thank you. She can't wait.
So hard.
Yeah, and Annalisa wanted to have your email.
Yes.
Yeah, and then okay, Olga thanked us as well.
Yes.
She said it was really complicated, in her opinion, to like guide a tour without seeing the people, and she said you've been amazing in this. So
yes,
it has been challenging.
I imagined that in my head. I saw people around me, and I were trying to, you saw everything.
Yeah, and she also thanked you. This is written in Italian, but she thanked you for having called us guests, because it's really important for us. We cannot be guests at anybody's here, because you can't even be a guest at your family right now because of the restrictions we live. So she said it was really important, and she said she really felt you so close and connected. So this was really important. Thank you so much. And
pleasure is mine, really.
Many more, yeah. Well, yeah. Congrats. The film was Very well done. Okay. And you can find in the email, ragazzi, potete trovare la mail nella chat. Hidaya Fishek. So, yeah, they say it was a really beautiful Christmas gift. So thank you. Okay, one last question and then we go.
Yes.
Your chance. Vale, Valentina, Vale Curcio.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question, but I feel that the last question should be I don't know, a happy one. But I wanted to ask if you remember something about the siege. You were a kid then? Were you born, or do you have any memory?
Well, I don't have any memory because I was born 1994. That was almost the end of the siege. But I can tell you some stories what my mother said to me after, the siege, when I was a kid. Later, she told me like one thing, and it might be funny. I don't know how much it's gonna be funny for you, but I will tell you. Like butter, you know what the butter is? Yeah, butter, cream.
Yeah.
My father bought a butter cream on Marketplace Markale, is a place of the massacre. Earlier, it was a place of the massacre in the war, and he paid that 50 euros. You know how much is 1 cup of the butter? 50 euros. It's too expensive. And kako kažem rad na engleskom?
You can say insects.
Insects. Yes. Okay. So because I have a brother and he's older than me 2 years, and he really have a memories. But however, father bought it, and me and my brother in 1995 were on terrace of our home, and we get the butter, and we put the butter on terrace, and I have my food, I drink. And he put the butter on terrace, and I were putting the hapa, the thing, hapa što stavljala u usta. The food on, možda kažem da smo hranili one mrave. Razumiješ?
You were feeding insects for that?
Yes, that is the point. We were feeding insects on our terrace, and my father paid that like 100 marks or 50 euros. So I know it's not so funny, but even it's not so funny, it's really sad because my mother after that started to cry and laugh in the same time. We got the butter, but actually we lost very soon because insects were full of them.
You had similar situations. You had to exchange something for.
Yeah.
Like my father, to get me or my brother like a chocolate or something, he had to exchange something he had already, maybe like 1 kilo of
sugar
or flour for the bread or something like that. You have to exchange. You cannot take everything. Yeah, that was like an interesting thing for me.
Yeah, actually, yeah. In the war, like you didn't need the money. Money didn't have any purpose, special purpose. If you have cigarettes, let's say package of the cigarette, you can buy whatever you want.
Best form of payment.
Yes, where the cigarettes.
Like, this is a smoking country. Even when we are drinking like coffee, like for example Bosnian coffee, you have some coffee shops that serve 1 cigarette with the Bosnian coffee. So like it's like a smoking nation. Everybody smokes.
Yes, and even during the war, it was like that. So there are some good memories, and I told you the good memory that insects were full, but there are also some not so good memories. I don't know. Can I just remember which one it's not so good? I don't know, so I cannot remember now. But actually, there is plenty of them, and really, if you have some.
My mother was baking pies from rice. I don't know if anybody heard about that. Did you ever tried a pie from rice?
No.
Yeah, it was like strange. We were using everything to eat anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't have water. My father goes to the river to clean and wash our clothes. It was really tough, you know. There are different things, and both of us, I mean, brother and me, were babies, you know. And also, good thing of the siege, like at the day in May when I was born, Finland support came to the city, And there were 10 packages, full big packages of the supplies, of the food, of the clothes for babies and other things. So for like next 10 years, 2 years after the siege, I have a cloth and some things. So I will never forget that help of the Finland army who came to me, and I received that, because before that I were wearing brother things because we didn't have any another to wear, So, but again, even that is not important. What you will wear, who cares about that? It's not important. But it was really special to survive that times, and I'm so glad that I don't remember, to be honest. But some years after the war, I see some things on my parents. Nowadays we don't watch a TV, let's say, when they speak about the war. We don't read the news when they speak about the wars. My father and mother left that things behind them. So even they are not interested to speak. When I started to work as a guide, I want to have some special story who really will be unique for myself, because I'm a guide. Also, I'm doing a war tours who are really famous in Sarajevo, because we have really good war tours, specific tours. And I want to hear some special story of my family. My father didn't want to share with me a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't want to remember anything.
Yes. So I know some things, but not many of them, So yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
But you have really good movies about the war and about the fall of Yugoslavia. If you are interested to watch on YouTube, you can find it's like a movie with 3 parts. Fall of Yugoslavia, just write that and you will see it's on English. And it's really good. It's saying how Yugoslavia collapsed. It's really good, and beginning and to the end of the war. So fall of Yugoslavia, and also kako zove film Danca Tanača onaj?
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. Also, movie name No Man's Land.
Yeah, he won an Oscar.
Yes, No Man's Land.
Yeah,
Yes.
he won an Oscar for that.
Yes, it's also a movie with the topic of the war and showing three types of the story during the war. So yes, I will tell you to watch all of it before you come to Bosnia. So when you arrive here, you will understand everything, because really it's not easy. Even for us who are living here and who are born here, sometimes it's not easy to understand some things before the war, during the war, and after the war, more or less we understand. But before the war and after the war, it's really complicated, because we used to be as the one before the war. And
now everybody has their own side of the story.
yes. So fall of Yugoslavia and No Man's Land, it's like 2 things I recommend you, but they are not the only things, of course. For all other questions, of course, feel free. You have now my email. Send me a message, and yes, I'm here. Yes. So
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Pleasure is mine. Yes.
So again, it's really time to go right now, even for me. Thank you.
Okay.
I couldn't thank you more than this. Really, thank you so much. It's been amazing for me, and I have been to Sarajevo twice. And
Thanks, Eleonora, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure
thanks a lot.
have seen like how enthusiastic all the people were, how amazed they were. So I hope this has been like, I don't know, a source of positivity and joy also for you. So thank you again for your questions, for all your interesting facts, and for walking around the city for us. And really hope to see you soon again in person, because it's what I really miss the most.
You too.
So,
yes. So I want to tell you this at the end quickly, like, thanks to everyone from the first to the last one. Thanks a lot for joining us to this tour. Pleasure is mine. I'm so happy. My heart now is full. I feel now more energy, because finally, again, I have a tour, even it's online. I don't care. It's good to see you and to have with me.
Yeah.
My dear friends, and now you were the guests, and also now the friends. So andiamo now to another places, and see you again. Thanks a lot.
see you again. Thank you so much. Maybe see you again in another virtual tour and hopefully in person. Grazie ragazzi, ciao a tutti, spero vi sia piaciuto, veramente spero che sia stato importante.
Grazie.
Ciao a tutti, bye bye, ciao ciao ciao.
Ciao.